Hello everyone. I just wanted to show you my gelatos, and I have the bright gelatos and the pastel gelatos, and I'm going to show you in next video how to make a background out of gelatos. But first we are going to again use masking fluid to mask everything. Except I'm going to go more in than last time because gelatos can be a little bit messy. You can't be very precise with gelatos because I use it with these little brushes. I don't know if you can see. I have to take it out of the, sorry, I have to take it out of the package. And they're washable, so these, even though they're tinted green, I have washed them. So it's not going to go green, they're going to go, and then I have some new ones here, but this one's kind of big. It's still in the plastic, but I find it kind of big, but it'd be actually right for like this corner and stuff like that. So we have all these brushes that'll go with the gelatos. And I have a Caran d'Ache palette, and if you don't have a Caran d'Ache palette, those clear, I don't even know what to call it, glass things that usually people use with distress ink, that works perfectly. Yeah, so right now I'm gonna put the camera much closer than that, just so you could see what I'm doing. Just hopefully I'll remember to move the camera when we get past a certain part and get my hands out of the way. Oh, I already took the cap off. Boy, I didn't get much sleep last night, so that explains I'm a little bit stupid today. There we go. So this, I'm going to cover all this, all of it, not just the lines, all of it. Thick enough, but not too thick, because I find it comes off much easier thick. Because the very first time I did it because the model said do a thin layer, and it was Winston and, my God, the Winston one. Yeah, you could tell I didn't get much sleep because I can't even think. Anyway, so I did it super thin, and of course the watercolor passed through, but I managed to save it. It looked like old leaves. I think it was in, I'm not sure what book it was in. Oh, Witch's Cottage. Because I remember the page next door was what do you call it? The frog with the big apple and with the sword through it. Yeah, ooh, that was a big bubble. I don't really like bubbles, but you're gonna get bubbles in the bottles too. And that's pretty annoying. So we'll do all this, and I'm gonna let it dry overnight, and then tomorrow we'll figure out a gelato background. The only thing to this is I don't really know what I'm gonna do with my Klara page, so I gotta pick colors that are going to complement. I see pinks and purples for some reason. You can do pinks, purples, and blues. Because, well, there's definitely going to be a lot of green in the Klara page. Yeah, I still want to go a little bit thicker. Not thicker, but in a little bit more. My off screen just about, well, I'll finish here since it's still on screen. Oh, and I almost forgot my own rule to start left. If you're right-handed, start left. If you're left-handed, start right. Because you're gonna do like I did like last time. Made a mess with your own hand. Your hand's gonna be in the way. So I'll just finish this part right here, right to the branch. Cover all the branch. Just a little bit more around here. Don't like those bubbles. Stop it. All right, so yeah, I think if we start here, we're fine. I'm gonna cover the entire pom-pom. I still didn't get a chance to work on the polar bear one. There's been a lot going on lately in these last few, last week I should say. More or less with my mom. She's starting to lose her marbles a bit. She's 86. I wouldn't say she has dementia, but she forgets from day to day. And she lost her credit card and her debit card didn't work. So, you know, she had all these things to do, and I would spend an hour and a half explaining it to her exactly what she needs to do to write it down and all that. And call her the next day. So how'd it go? She didn't know what I was talking about. I'm like, good Lord. So I had to sit there and explain it to her again. And then I called her the next day, and the next day she remembered our conversations, but she had forgot to do it. She had forgot that same day, and she was like, oh yeah, I remember now, but I forgot to do it. Oh my God. In the end, she went to the bank in person and got the job done. The only thing she has left to do is to call the bank, because now that she just received her new MasterCard, she has to call the bank and put it in as a new payee and get rid of the old one. And she just forgot again when I called her this morning. I'm like, Mom, give me a heart attack. Can you please just get this done? My brother's executor of the will, but you know, he doesn't do any of this stuff. He really relies on me. He knows how I'm going to do it. He doesn't have the patience to sit there and re-explain it to her over and over and over again. So I feel like I don't either, but you know, take a bunch of deep breaths and oh God, here we go again. So we're going quite wide, wider than I did with the polar bears, because you go in circles with the brushes, and we want to go as close as possible. So we're going to be going over the masking fluid once it's dry. I'm French Canadian, born and raised French. If I mess up words a lot in English and in French, because I learned English just by the people around me, by television, Sesame Street. My best friend, when I was like little, I lived in a townhouse, and she was just a few townhouses away. She only spoke English, so I learned a lot of English from her, because I used to speak like my mother. I used to say 1, 2, 3, and the tree really drove her crazy. So I remember sitting on a lawn and her going, that's a tree, and pointing to an actual tree. It's 3, put your tongue between like this. And, oh yeah. It took forever for me to like really get it. And my mom learned English when she was like 27, and she still sounds like a French person. She can't say the 3. It's all, and she doesn't say I am. It's I'm, am. No, it's, oh, she just says am. There's no I. Am going to the store. Am making a casserole. It's kind of funny. Yeah, but there was so much English. It's a French town, but there was so much English around us. Like, all television was English. Newspapers were English. Like, most things were English. Like, even at the library, they had a very small French section, even though we were a French town. But it comes from the city of Sudbury, so I guess French is not as important to them. And I continued. I went to French school, French high school. But then college didn't have French. So I did, probably doing this wrong. Am I doing that wrong? It's kind of weird. Oh well, I'll find out. You can always cover it up with pencils if you do something wrong. If you cover too much, because this is a little bit. Really, I should have taken out my. Oops, no. Oh my god, I'm so klutzy. I always have hand wipes beside me though, thank God. Because I am a klutz. Now, I don't even know what it ran over. I think it was just this part. Just in case, we'll make it thicker. And then we'll do the tassels. When we color, we'll do the tassels, like flick some tassels. It's just this part. I think there's like 2 tassels. Oh well. We can make it one huge tassel. I got a new cat and I can hear him scratching on something, and it better not be my couch. No, I don't even know where he is. So his name is Ricky. He's 3 years old. His owner had to oh, there's a meow. His owner had to surrender him because she was old and going into an old age home, which is sad. Is this like, yeah, that's one thing, one big scarf. And he occasionally meows and meows. It's for attention. Now, he came from a 2-cat house, so I feel bad I don't have 2 cats. I'm thinking maybe he's really lonely. I just got him yesterday, and we went to the rescue center, and there was another cat I really loved too. His name was Bob. Hey, baby. He's checking out the house, the apartment, I mean. He's going in the laundry room now, wondering probably what's in there. Oh, and you're probably going to be able to tell soon that if I show you my sleeves, look at all the cat hair. I'm like, oh God. And I have an old, hair remover from the 1970s that my mother gave me. So this morning I bought like the sticky roll things for pets, specifically for pets. So we'll see how that works. Because I am covered, because he's white and tan. Basically white. I think he's a little bit blind. I've had treats in my hands and he couldn't see them. He was like looking everywhere else. I think that's close. I don't think, no, we don't need to go any closer than that. Yeah, you couldn't see them. I had to literally put it right in his mouth. He could smell it, but he was like all over my hands, was just missing the treat. And I'm like, holy, I think you're blind. Or half blind. I'd say half blind. Makes sense because he's almost all white. He's only got a little bit of tan on his ears and on his tail. But he's only 3. Yeah. I went in there and I said, I want a friendly cat. Like, there was some non-friendly cats there, let me tell you. There was a black one that was so shy. He's always shy or scared. He was in like a donut thing, and let me tell you, he was like one with the donut when the lady worker was trying to pick him up, and he just ran off, took off like crazy. He was like, nope. Scaredy cat. Him, I wouldn't see him for like a month. Because my sister-in-law just got a cat from them, and he hid for like the first 2 weeks. And mine, no, not at all. Not hiding at all. He's just checking the place out. He ate as soon as he got home, which is good. You know, he's been going to the bathroom, which is good. But he's been sitting on every single one of my chairs. I think he's putting his scent everywhere. That's what he's doing. Because every time I come into the kitchen for something, like, you know, we'll say every 2 hours, or every hour. I have to pee every hour. The joys of being sick. Yeah, he's sitting in a different place, a different chair, at the end of the couch, you know, on the arm of the couch, I should say, because my couch is covered in art supply. It's pretty funny. There's no place to sit in my couch. Am I still on screen? Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry, babies. We still have to do this guy. Oh no, don't tell me I went too far. See, my hands might be all covered. Yeah, and if you could see some white, like I said, with the polar bear one, if we went a little too far with the masking fluid, you just grab a matching pencil and just fill it in. Masking fluid is really easy to work with. I know some people are afraid of it, but once you get the hang of it, it's so easy. You don't have to worry, especially with distress ink or anything. You could just go crazy. Like without worrying about, oh my God, am I going to hit this? Am I going to, you know, color this? They have some blue ones, like blue, or it turns blue. This one's a little bit off yellow, off white, I should say. Like you could tell where I've put it. Now we're on her dress. So I'm not going to cover the snowy part. That's just weird. That'd be silly. Oh, and just a note, masking fluid only lasts a year. After a year, it expires. So if you're having problems with your masking fluid, it might be because it's expired over a year. Yeah. And this one is Schmink with the nozzle. And the other one I had before, and I gave it to my friend, Coloring Jessie on Facebook, or I think it's Jessie's Coloring Corner on Instagram. I gave her the Winsor & Newton, and that one was just as good, only it was in a bottle, so she's going to have to dip every time. Like dip this thing into the bottle every time. but I suggest, Jesse, don't shake the bottle. That was my very first mistake. I shook the bottle like crazy because I just assumed you had to. And there were so many bubbles, and you can't tell with the bubbles if it sticks. When the bubbles like pop, it's a very thin area. So what is that? That part of her dress down there? We'll cover it anyway. Sorry. There. Like this part, I wasn't sure what it is. There's a bit of a bubble there. And I think that's snow. Go a little thicker. I didn't find a difference between a nozzle and like the bottle. I guess the nozzle's a little bit easier, maybe. Okay. So if I do this, am I going to make a mess? Doing the other stuff? I don't think so. I'm going to keep the snow lines in there. I'm just going to cover the, whatever this is. Could be candy. Guess you can make it whatever it is. To me, it's candy. Make it candy. Oh, is he finally playing with the toy? He wanted nothing to do with toys yesterday. He just meowed for like hours. And it's like, what do you want? Oh, that's good that he's playing with toys. Because I bought like a dozen of them. It'd be a shame if he just didn't want nothing to do with it. It's so cute. It's 3 little balls. And one's a bird. And depending which side of the ball that you touch, it's a different sound. So there's a bird ball. So it'll be like a different bird sound. And then there's a grasshopper ball, and then there's a cricket ball. And I find it hilarious. Oh, and I have a mouse. Oh my God, a speeding mouse. It's a USB. Oh my God, USB chargeable. So yeah, you can see if I start right here. And it goes and it goes, and it reminds me of the Robo vacuum cleaner. You know, when it hits an end, it's going to turn around and go somewhere else. It's exactly what it does. And so it'll stop midway and it'll squeak, 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 and then it'll go in a different direction. It's hilarious. I find it hilarious because I couldn't catch it because I was just trying it out before I got the cat, and oh my God, I ran around the apartment like going, this is ridiculous. Can't even catch a stupid mouse. But I was laughing because I found it pretty hilarious. Pretty funny. Let's go thicker here. So with the polar bears, I just went like just a light layer. Well, it was thick, but I mean the width. I'm going bigger because the brushes are a little bit bigger. Probably use a thicker brush. And you can get masking fluid with different colors, like blue, and I couldn't find a blue in the winter. They didn't have it, or they were out, or whatever. Where am I now? Her hat, I guess. Yeah, her hat. Yeah, make sure I'm not leaning on anything I'm supposed to. Her hat. Oh, her ear. I always forget the ears when I color. We got some hair here. Some more hair here. Let's go thicker here. Hair. Let's do all her hair. Alright, I'm going to move it a bit. And we're going to do her shoulder, arm. Just gonna do this side so I don't run over it again. I have to restart over. It's quite easy to come off. Now, those are the only two brands I tried, so I don't know if there's any bad brands out there. The Schmink and the Winsor & Newton. Again, if you're wondering. There, we'll do all her hands, the entire branch, because trust me, you will get pink in the middle of the branch if you don't do all of it, or whatever color I'm going to use. All the branch. We're gonna do this. I don't know what it's called anymore. I used to know. It's an ivy. I could be wrong. This works. Put a little bit on here. Just to do this part. Yeah, that's perfect. Perfect. You can see, yeah, you guys can see perfectly. I'll keep going on this side so I don't run over it with my hand. Oh, this part's done. We'll do the entire thing. Go back down. Cover the whole branch. We'll do. Pretty sure it's it's a mistletoe. I don't know. If someone can tell me in the comments, that'd be great. Berries. It's a mistletoe. Oh, hi, sweetie. Just walk. I guess he's walking around the apartment. Want more toys? I can take more toys out for you. Yep. Yesterday I took out the mouse. He just stared at it. But no interest. It went zooming by him, and he was like, yep, that's nice. You go get it. He's not a baby, he's 3. Well, he's still a bit young, but I don't know. He looks lonely. In a few weeks, he still hasn't settled in. Like with the loneliness, I'll get the other one I really liked. I think his name was Bob. He was a brown tabby. He was a little bit mad at me when he figured out I didn't pick him, though. Oh, and they had another black cat there. He loved to be petted on his head or on the side of his cheek, but no one told me you don't pet him on his back. So, you know, I'm petting his head and side of his cheek, and he's loving it. So then I go down further in the back, and holy crap, he scratched me. Didn't like it. He was like, wow. I'm like, oh, sorry. Those people, like, those cats like their, you know, being stroked all along the back. Not this one. Yeah, it's like, yep, nope, not getting you. Yeah. And I forgot my carrier at home. There's a lot to think about. You know, we had to get the wheelchair ready. It's just a transfer wheelchair. So my girlfriend was getting that ready. So she pushed me to the car, and then, you know, you have to fold up the wheelchair and put it in the back. Well, she had to put down, she had a little car, so she had to put down her back seat, put them down to fit the wheelchair in. And so we ended up totally forgetting about the carrier. So they're like, don't worry, we have carriers here. And it's literally a box with just little tiny holes in it. Oh, poor thing. He muled all the way home. You could just see his nose coming out of one of the holes. And then he'd turn around, and I'm like, I'm so sorry. And I had treats in my carrier, because I had it's basically a mesh carrier, mostly mesh. There's one side where you can unzip and the head will come out, and I had put those choo-choos. They're like these long skinny things with, it looks like pudding inside. Anyways, it'll go crazy for it. I figured, you know, oh, see that? I have to, maybe I can wipe it off now. Or I can wait till it's dry and do it. But let's find out. Let's see if that's a good trick or not to do. Ooh, better watch out. Don't go too far down. Don't put my fingers on anything. I think I did right there. No, I didn't. Oh, look, there's another one. Stop doing that. Oh, now it's really flowing. I guess gravity was working. I wasn't even pressing on it, but I guess the idea of it being upside down, not the idea, but sorry, I'm French. The purpose of it. I'll eventually think of it, the proper way to say it. Just the fact of being upside down, I think it made it flow out quite faster. Because at first I really had to squeeze. Okay, let me do the same trick, see if it works before it dries. find out tomorrow. I have the berries left. Oh wow, look at that. Not the berries, but I mean this last little bit left. Oh, it's kind of thick. It's really coming out now. And so far he's a sweet cat. He jumped on the counter once and I put him down and he didn't try again. He's smart. He's like, oh, I guess that's a rule. It's like, yeah. Especially when I was trying to eat. I was eating right at the counter. He jumped right up. No. I want to make him sick. Be sick if he ate. I was eating strawberries and they can't eat strawberries. And I was eating peanut butter, so I checked and no, they can't eat peanut butter either. It's protein, so you would think they can. No. It's a big no-no. Well, I got him lots of treats. Lots of Temptations, Greenies, Friskies, Party Mix, like these giant things. Probably overdoing it, but he's not eating much, so at least he's eating the treats. The food is different here. That's why they gave me a bag of food and they say start with 75, like a ratio of 75-25 and then 50-50 and then, you know, just to wean them off because you can't just give them new food off the bat. They're going to have diarrhea. That's not fun if they're in my bed. There we go. All done. All done. Okay. Back it off a bit for you. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Sticky hands. All done. So we'll let it dry. Ooh, that's really far back. Let it dry, and tomorrow I will show you how I put on gelatos. Do a gelato background. Yeah. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Liz again, and I hope you enjoyed this video. You can always speed it up because I know it's really slow. You go to the gear that's on the bottom of the video, go to the gear part, and you can speed it up. There's normal, and then it goes 1.5, 1.75, 2. I usually do 2, and it goes real fast, but you get the point. All right. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you have a good day.